Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and seeing every major financial news channel talking about just one thing: silver. Overnight, its price has surged dramatically, investors are rushing to buy it, coin dealers are running out of stock, and social media is flooded with one question: did we miss the biggest investment opportunity of our lifetime? It may sound unbelievable, but history has shown that silver has the power to surprise the world. While gold often dominates the headlines, silver quietly plays one of the most important roles in the global economy. It is not just a precious metal used for jewelry or coins, it is the backbone of modern technology. Every smartphone, laptop, electric vehicle, solar panel, medical device, satellite, and even advanced military equipment depends on silver because it is the best natural conductor of electricity and one of the best conductors of heat. Without silver, the modern world would struggle to function as we know it. Yet despite being so essential, very few people truly understand why silver matters. Thousands of years ago, silver was considered real money. Ancient civilizations, powerful empires, and wealthy kingdoms stored their wealth in silver, used it for international trade, and built entire economies around it. Merchants carried silver across deserts and oceans, risking their lives because it represented true value recognized across the world. Unlike paper currency, silver could not simply be created out of thin air. It had to be discovered deep beneath the earth, mined with enormous effort, refined with great skill, and transported over long distances. That scarcity gave silver lasting value for centuries. Even today, unlike modern currencies that governments can print whenever they choose, the supply of silver remains naturally limited. Every ounce must still be mined from the ground, and that process takes years of exploration, investment, and hard work. What makes silver even more fascinating is that it is both a precious metal and an industrial metal at the same time. Gold is primarily stored as wealth, but silver is actually consumed by industries every single day. Tiny amounts of silver are permanently locked inside electronic circuits, batteries, solar panels, medical equipment, and countless other products. Much of that silver is never recovered because recycling it is too expensive or technically difficult. That means every year, a significant amount of the world's silver supply simply disappears forever. At the same time, global demand continues to grow as technology advances faster than ever before. Think about the world we are building today. Electric vehicles are replacing gasoline cars. Massive solar farms are generating clean energy. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries. 5G networks are connecting billions of devices. Data centers are expanding to support cloud computing, and advanced robotics are becoming increasingly common. Almost every one of these innovations depends on silver in some way. As countries race toward cleaner energy and smarter technology, the need for silver continues to increase. However, there is one major problem: silver production cannot increase overnight. Most silver is not mined from dedicated silver mines but is produced as a byproduct while mining metals like copper, lead, and zinc. This means that even if silver prices rise sharply, mining companies cannot instantly produce more silver because their production depends largely on the demand for other metals. Opening a new mine can take many years due to exploration, environmental approvals, construction, and enormous financial investment. As a result, if demand grows much faster than supply, the market can face shortages that may push prices higher. History has repeatedly shown that whenever supply struggles to meet demand, silver becomes one of the most closely watched commodities in the financial world. During periods of inflation, economic uncertainty, banking crises, or geopolitical tensions, investors often turn to precious metals as a way to protect their purchasing power. Silver has historically benefited during many of these periods because it combines the characteristics of both a safe haven asset and a critical industrial resource. This unique combination makes it unlike almost any other metal on Earth. Some experts believe the coming decades could be defined by an unprecedented increase in silver demand as governments invest trillions of dollars into renewable energy, electric transportation, artificial intelligence, and advanced electronics. Others argue that technological improvements and recycling will help balance the market. No one can predict the future with certainty, but one fact remains impossible to ignore: humanity has never depended on silver more than it does today. From the device you're watching this video on to the satellites orbiting above your head, silver quietly powers the modern world while receiving only a fraction of the attention given to gold or cryptocurrencies. So the real question isn't whether silver is valuable, it clearly is. The real question is whether the world has underestimated just how important this remarkable metal could become in the years ahead. And if history has taught us anything, it is that the biggest opportunities are often recognized only after they have already begun. But this is where the story becomes even more interesting. If silver is so valuable, why isn't everyone talking about it? Why do television channels spend hours discussing gold, stocks, Bitcoin, and real estate, while silver often receives very little attention? The answer lies in the fact that silver lives two completely different lives at the same time. To an investor, silver is a precious metal, a store of value that has survived wars, economic collapses, inflation, and financial crises for thousands of years. But to manufacturers, silver is not an investment at all, it is a raw material that keeps factories running. Every time a new smartphone is built, every time a solar panel is installed, every time an electric vehicle rolls off the production line, and every time a data center expands to support artificial intelligence, tiny amounts of silver are consumed. Individually, these amounts seem small, but when multiplied by billions of devices produced every year, the demand becomes enormous. Unlike gold, which is often stored in vaults and can easily return to the market, much of the silver used in electronics is scattered across millions of products, making recovery difficult and expensive. This means that a large portion of mined silver effectively disappears from the available supply. At the same time, the global transition toward clean energy is accelerating. Governments are investing billions of dollars in renewable energy projects, companies are competing to manufacture more electric vehicles, and the race to build powerful AI infrastructure is creating an unprecedented need for advanced electronics. Every one of these industries depends on reliable supplies of silver. Now imagine what happens if demand keeps increasing while mine production struggles to keep pace. Mining is not a simple process that can respond overnight. Before a single ounce of silver reaches the market, companies must discover deposits, conduct geological surveys, obtain government approvals, secure billions in funding, build roads and processing facilities, hire skilled workers, and spend years developing the mine. Sometimes this entire process takes more than a decade. Even then, many silver mines do not exist solely to produce silver. A significant share of the world's silver comes as a byproduct of mining copper, zinc, and lead. If the production of those metals slows, silver production can also decline, even if silver prices are rising. This creates a unique challenge that few people realize. Growing demand does not automatically lead to growing supply. History has shown that whenever this imbalance becomes too large, markets can react dramatically. Investors begin paying attention, industries compete for available metal, and price volatility often increases. Of course, no one can predict exactly what the future holds, and silver prices can rise or fall depending on many economic factors. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear: as technology continues to transform the world, silver is no longer just another precious metal sitting quietly in the background. It has become one of the most strategically important resources of the modern age. The question is no longer whether the world needs silver, the answer to that is obvious. The real question is whether the world will be able to produce enough of it to meet tomorrow's demand, and if not, what impact could that have on industries, investors, and the global economy? That is where the next chapter of the silver story truly begins.